get started. So I will share my screen with you guys.
Ooh.
We're going to start with some fast fluency. So I will highlight something for you. Multiplication chart. Can we all see the multiplication chart?
Yes.
Okay, and do you see the little red dot by 25?
I can't see the full thing.
Okay.
Yeah, can you put it up a little bit? Because I can see. Yeah,
Better?
there we go.
You guys probably already know, but using a multiplication chart, you have to move down the column and across the row. So you can see with 25, I'm in the 5 column, and when I move to the side, I'm in the 5 row. So that means 5 times 5 is 25.
25.
So if I were to put the little red dot right here in 40, what multiplication sentence would you shout out?
5 times, right, sorry, 8 times 5 equals 40.
Yes, 8 times 5 equals 40, or 5 times 8. So are we ready to do this as quick as we can?
Yeah.
All right, just for fun, I will set a timer, and let's do 10 facts and see how long it takes us. Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right, on your mark, get set, go.
9 times 4 is 36.
Good.
6
Times 6 equals 43.
3. Sorry.
6 times 8 is 48.
Good, Ashley.
4 times 8 is
8 equals 39.
32.
Probably you can't see it.
11 times 10 is 110.
Good.
Yeah.
Maybe I should circle these instead. Let's try circling, see if you can see it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's
3 times 4 is 12.
4 times 3 is 12.
10 times 5 is 50.
Yes.
Oh my.
10 times 5 is 50.
5 is 50.
11 times 2 is 22.
Good.
11
11 times 11 is 121.
11 times 11
7 is
100.
6 is 42.
42.
Awesome. It only took us a minute and 2 seconds. Let's look at what we just did and work backwards for division. So if I'm looking at 3 times 4 is 12, I could also say 12 divided by 3 is
4.
4.
we're using a fact family and just working backwards.
Wait, I don't get it.
Can you guys read this fact for me?
3 times 4 is 12.
Yes.
12.
10.
If I work backwards and I'm starting with the whole of 12, I can share 12.
That will equal 4. Wait,
Share 12 with 3 people and each person gets 4.
Right.
All right, so let's have Dashiell with 42. What kind of a dividing sentence could you make with 42? Using 7?
Well, let's see. You could do 42 divided by 7 equals 6, or 42 divided by 6 equals 7.
Good job. Rosie, can you use 50, 10, and 5?
50 divided by equals
50, say it one more time.
50 divided by 10 equals 5.
Yes. Hey, Jameer.
Hi.
Jameer, I just want to test how your screen is. Could you read the multiplication sentence? Like, can you see it?
Not really.
Not really? All right, I'll read it for you. It says 3 times 4 equals 12. And then, Ashley, will you read the dividing sentence for Jameer?
12 divided by 3 is 4.
Yes. Ashley, if you use 22 and 11 and 2, what dividing sentence can you make?
22 divided by 11 equals 2.
Great job. If you guys have pencil and paper, would you write that one down? 22 divided by 11 equals 2.
Okay, let me get a clean page.
And then
Equals what?
22 divided by 11 equals 2.
Got it.
Alrighty, let's keep on going. So I'm going to share my screen again. Let's talk about some of the work we did this week with multiplying. If you have this worksheet, you can hold it up so I can see it.
Wait, what?
If
I didn't
you have
do that.
this worksheet, you can hold it
I
up.
didn't get that one.
That's okay. We'll
I
talk about it right now.
have that.
A sheet.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
Can you see it, Jameer? Like you can see the cherries?
Uh-huh.
I can see it in the I can.
No worries if you don't have it. This is teaching us about equal groups. And the most important thing to remember is to have your sentence make sense. So if I were to circle the cherries, it's a little bit easier to see what the equal groups are, how many groups there are. So looking at my circles, how many groups of cherries do we have?
1,
2, 6.
We do have 6 groups. And when you multiply, the first number is always how many groups. Jameer, can you see how many cherries are in each group?
Yes.
So we're just looking at one group. How many cherries?
Well, 6. Well, no, 12.
Jameer, can you see in the picture how many cherries are in each group?
Yes.
How many?
That's 2.
2. So we would write down on our paper 6 times 2. Dashiell told us the answer is
12.
12. And what does the 12 mean? The 12 means,
Well, 12 means how many cherries there are all in all.
yes, how many cherries there are in all. Then for the spiders one, I'm going to show you the wrong way to do the problem first, and it's not going to make sense. Okay? 8 times 2 is what I wrote, and that's technically wrong because in multiplication of equal groups, the first number is always how many groups. And I can't say that I have 8 spiders with 2 legs each. And I can't say that I have 8 legs with 2 spiders on each leg.
What?
But if I try to picture in my head an easier way, I can see very clearly how many groups are there.
2.
2. How many in each group?
1.
1.
Well, the question says how many spider legs are there?
Oh, so
8.
8.
Yes, 8 in each group. And the answer is
16.
16. You can write that down. Oh my handwriting. 8 times 2 is 16.
your handwriting is almost as bad as mine now.
I know.
Oh yeah, can I tell you something funny? So
Yeah.
on the cursive, I didn't see that it said that it was like uppercase and lowercase. So I did one letter every day.
Oh. That's
Because
crazy.
I know. It was kind of funny. And then I realized, and then I finished all of the cursive and I was like, wait, why? Oh, and then I looked at it and I was
You
like,
weren't supposed to do that? I already finished it too.
yeah. Me too.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. We'll just do our best. Try to remember uppercase or lowercase. Can we see the word problems?
Yes.
Okay. Dashiell, want to read number 1 for us?
1 sec. Let me get my paper.
All right, I'll read the theme at the top while you're getting your paper. It's, Andrew was having his friends over for game night, so he decided to prepare snacks and games. So all of our word problems will be about the game night. You ready, Dash?
Yeah.
Okay.
He started by making mini sandwiches. If he has 4 friends coming over and he made 3 sandwiches for each one of them, how many sandwiches did he make?
Awesome.
The paper.
Dashiell, what would be the equal groups?
Well, there's 4 groups of 3 sandwiches.
Why does that make sense? What does the 4 mean?
4 means his friends.
Okay, can everyone on their paper draw 4 circles? Imagine this is the face of your friend.
Those are some very plain friends.
It's a very plain friend. And Jameer, do you know how many sandwiches each friend can have?
2.
Close. Each friend gets 3, so draw 3 little dots in each group.
Right?
Ashley, give me a multiplication sentence for the picture. What times what?
4 times 3 equals. Let me count. 12.
Yes, 4 times 3 equals 12. And 12 what? 12 cookies?
Sandwiches.
Yes, the question said how many sandwiches did he make? Okay, now why don't we see if you guys can practice on your own. I'll give you each a problem. You can
Okay.
off the problem with circles for groups and dots for how many in each group, and then make a multiplication sentence. So Jameer, you can have number 2. It says, he made some juice from fresh oranges. He used 2 oranges for every glass of juice, and there are 6 glasses of juice. So how many oranges did he use? Jameer, what would be the equal groups? Would we draw 6 for 6 glasses of juice or 2 for 2 oranges?
2 for 2 oranges.
Okay, so if I draw 2 for 2 oranges, then I'm gonna put 6 cups inside of every orange?
No.
No. So that's where the strategy of picturing it in your head comes in. I could picture 6 cups in my head, and it would make sense to put 2 oranges, squeeze them in each one. So how many circles will you draw for your groups or for your cups?
How many circles?
Mm-hmm.
2.
You've got 6 cups of juice. So how many circles?
12. Yeah, 12. Wait.
6. Yeah, so you draw that one. Ashley, you take number 3, Rosie number 4, and Ashley number 5. Draw circles for groups, dots for how many in each group, a multiplication sentence, and then hold it up to the screen when you're done.
Can you repeat that again?
Yes. Rosie, do you know what number you have?
4.
Dashiell,
You didn't give me a number.
you get number 3. Ashley,
Oh, I thought you said Ashley number 3. Sorry.
so Ashley, you read number 5 where it says, lastly, Andrew tried to compute his expenses for the game night, which you see the $ in the problem. This one is talking about how much money he spent. It was $9 for each game they played, and they played a total of 5 games. Write an equation for how much money he spent on games that night.
Okay, I get it now.
As soon as you're ready with your circles for your groups and your dots for how many in each group, hold it on up.
I don't really get mine because it doesn't really doesn't. Okay, so. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, I see. Oh,
I don't get mine.
You have number 3, dash. So we prepare games for 4 friends. If each game takes 5 minutes to prepare and he prepared a total of 5 games, how many minutes did it take to prepare?
Okay. Alright. I thought you were talking about like. Alright, sorry, that makes sense now.
here we go.
So Rosie's got yours. So how many?
So, my equation is 4 times 4, and so I drew 4 circles. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but it's 4 circles here, or hold on, here.
Sure. What do the 4 circles represent?
His 4 friends,
Okay.
and they each brought 4 slices, so there are 4 circles in each side of them. And 4 times 4 equals 16. So
Perfect. And there was one number in there that was trying to trick you. Did you notice that, Rosie?
yeah, when I was doing this worksheet earlier in the week, or like last week, I noticed that they said 3 bags of chips, but down here it says how many slices of pizza do they have in total?
Yes, they don't even need to know the chips, so they were trying to trick you. Rosie, while you are waiting, you may write your own word problem about game night. That's about multiplying. Jameer, are you ready to show us what you did for your 6 glasses and 2 oranges in each?
So like, were you supposed to draw like 2 circles or like?
That's a good question. Can anybody explain how it would make sense to figure it out? Do we need 6 circles or do we need 2?
6.
And then why do we need 6? What does the 6 represent if we're picturing this in our brain?
So you put like all 2 in like each circle.
We do. Let me read it for you one more time. Start with if. If he used 2 oranges for each glass of juice and he made 6 glasses of juice, how many oranges did he use? So the 6 circles, is that for the cups or is that for the oranges?
It's for the cup, right?
Yes, the 6 is for the cups. And does it make sense if you're picturing a cup? Could you squeeze 2 oranges into each one?
No. But 3 you actually could.
Yeah, you actually could. Make fresh squeezed orange juice and you could say, all right, this cup gets 2 and this cup gets 2, all the way for all 6 cups. What is your multiplication sentence, Jameer?
I put all the circles like in like a line, and then like I put the 2 in each circle.
Good. So what times what? Something times something.
So
How many groups do you got? The big groups?
the big groups are 6.
Good. So 6. And then how many oranges in each group?
2.
2. So read that for me. What times what?
6 times 2.
Good. How many oranges are there in all? 6 times 2 equals? You would have to skip
12.
count. Yes, 12. All right, while you are waiting, you may write your own word problem. And Rosie, if you already wrote yours, can you type it into the chat box?
Should I send it privately or?
Yes, you can do it either privately or to the group. It's up to you.
Sure.
Who is ready to go next between Ashley or Dashel?
I sent my answer to you in the chat box.
All right, can you share it with the group? Is that okay?
Sure. 5 times 5 is 25.
All right. And then what would the equal groups be? Are we talking about 5 games are the equal groups or 5 minutes?
Well, there are 5 games that
Mhm.
each take 5 minutes.
Yes. So 5 times 5 is?
25.
Perfect. Ashley, can you tell us how much money you spent with number 5?
They found 45 of money.
Yes. How did you get that? How many groups did you have?
So, so I did 5 groups and I put the number 9 in each one. So then I added them all together,
Mm-hmm.
and then that gave me the answer for 35. And my sentence is 5 times 9 equals 45.
Perfect. And I can definitely picture this in my head. I can picture picking up the game of Monopoly and handing someone $9 for that one. And then I can picture myself picking up a game called Shout Out a Game.
Monopoly. Sorry. Sorry.
What is it?
Sorry.
And I can picture myself handing the cashier how many dollars?
9
9 for that one. So our 5 circles represent 5 candy games. And how much did each game cost?
$9.
$9. Awesome job, guys. Let's let Ashley pick a number. This will be our little dance break.
Number 8.
Number 8. All right, and there is your dance. It's the pig wobble, where you wobble your belly like the pig. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Good job, Rosie. Okay, let's keep it on going. And I love seeing what you guys have in the chat box. I'm going to share my screen with you one more time. And we're done with this. Oh, little screen. Okay. Did anyone do this during their work time this week?
I don't have that either.
Okay. These
I don't have
are
that.
called
I don't think I've printed out any of these learned.
I did that. I did that.
no problem. On your paper, can you draw this array? There are 2 rows. So 1, 2 rows.
3.
There are 3 columns. So we have dots, 2 rows, and 3 columns.
All right, it took a really long time to type.
No problem. Good job, Rosie. Did everyone draw this array?
Yes.
All right. With arrays, we always look at rows first. How many rows are there?
2.
2.
2. And how many up and down columns are there?
3.
3.
Means we are ready to multiply, knowing how many circles in all. 2 times 3?
6.
Yes. Try the next one on your own. draw how many rows you see and how many columns. Then write your multiplication sentence and hold it up to the screen.
Kind of hard to see, but it's that one right here. Right here.
Awesome job. And what is our multiplication sentence, everybody?
3
9
times
times
3 equals 9.
Okay. We will do one more.
Wait.
And let's do the stars one. Oops, let's get out of this annotate. Everyone see the stars?
Yeah. Yes.
What are we looking at first, rows or columns?
Rows.
Rows go side to side or up and down?
Side, side.
All right. So draw the stars side to side, count how many rows you have. Then look at the columns. Write your multiplication sentence, hold it up to the screen.
Kind of hard. Oh, sorry. 1 sec.
I did the stars.
Awesome, can I see?
It's that. No, this one. Forget that we're flipped.
Okay, so you drew the stars, Jameer?
Mhm.
Nice, Ashley. And Dash.
I
You
sure
there?
Nine.
Can't see your camera.
you care.
Good job, Rosie.
Answer yes.
Alrighty, how many rows do we have, everybody?
4.
4.
4. How many columns?
2.
How many stars in all?
8.
All right, last little bit here is we're going to do fact families, which is just like what we did at the very beginning of our lesson today when we were using the multiplication chart. So let me clear all this away. Okay, and can everyone draw a triangle with 10 at the top for the whole? And then in the 2 bottom angles of the triangle, a 5 and a 2.
One sec.
Okay, so what are we drawing, everybody?
Problems.
Triangle. What is the whole of our triangle, the top number?
10.
And what are the parts?
5 and 2.
5 and 2. All right, let's make 2 true multiplication facts for this fact family. If I put the parts together, 5 times 2, the answer is?
10.
Okay, so we are writing down on our papers 5 times 2 is 10.
Done it.
Jameer, our second multiplication sentence, will my answer be number 2, like something times something equals 2?
Me.
2 first.
Yes.
Then
Remember that when we multiply, we're putting parts together to equal the whole. And the whole is what we find at the top of the triangle. So, Jameer, what is the whole at the top of the triangle?
1
That's 10.
Yes. So would I ever say something times something equals 2? For this fact family?
No.
No. Why not? Is 2 the whole or is it a part?
It's a part.
It's a part. So I know this second multiplication sentence has to also equal 10. To make it a bit different, Rosie, how would I write it?
You could write it 2 times 5 equals 10.
Alrighty. So we all wrote that down.
Yep.
And then Dashel, this question is for you.
Okay.
Dividing, when we are sharing, would I ever want to start out with 2 for my dividing sentence?
2 divided by 2 divide. Wait, no. If you want to start with 2,
Should I? Can I start with 2?
no, you cannot.
Why not?
Because 2 divided by 5 is not possible because 5 is a larger number than 2, and 2
Yeah,
divided
that
by
would be
10.
a fraction.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about parts and whole? Like why we don't start with 2?
Because if you started with 2, you go into a fraction. So you would want to start with a larger number, such as 10. Therefore, you can get an easier problem like 10 divided by 5 equals 2.
Yes, when we're dividing with whole numbers, we start with the total or the whole at the top. What would you like the first dividing equation to be, Dash?
10 divided by 2 is 5.
Okay, so we're all writing 10 divided by 2 is 5. And then Ashley, could you give us the second division equation?
Okay. 10 divided by 5 equals 2.
All right. Everybody say aye aye when you've got that written down.
Aye, aye.
You got that written down.
I'm waiting for 2 more aye ayes.
Aye.
Okay, 1 more
Like
aye
my
aye.
UNC poster.
Ah, I love that.
Aye.
I want a UNC poster. All right, I got everyone's aye ayes. Let's use this fact family and make 2 word problems from it. 1 multiplication word problem, where we're putting the parts together to make a whole, and 1 dividing, where we're taking that whole and putting it in groups.
We're making our own.
We're gonna make our own word problems. You guys are gonna help me.
Okay.
So let's pick a theme. If you remember from earlier, the theme was a game night. This theme is people at a restaurant. So all of our word problems will have to do with people at a restaurant. For example, I wrote 2 word problems. Actually, want to read the first one for me?
There are 5 friends at pizza. Each friend orders 3 breadsticks. How many breadsticks are there ordered in all?
Yes. Jameer, do you think we're doing multiplying, putting parts together to make a whole, or dividing where we're sharing?
Put them in a hole.
Put them together to make a whole?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's draw circles for equal groups then. How many circles should I draw?
5.
5. And what does the 5 mean? 5.
Pizzas. 5 pizzas.
5 friends. So I want you to use your brain and picture your 5 friends with their hands held out and they're ready to put something in their hands. What are we putting in their hands?
Pizza.
Breadsticks.
Breadsticks. How many breadsticks does each friend get?
3.
All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Who can tell me how many breadsticks will we have in all?
Can we do this on paper?
Yes, you can.
15.
Thanks for, sorry, I wanted to say, good job raising your hand. What's the answer?
Oh.
Oops, did you freeze, Rosie?
No. I'm not frozen.
Okay, what were you gonna say?
15.
Yes, Jameer?
15.
Okay, write a multiplication sentence and hold it up to the screen.
With
The 5 friends and 3 breadsticks.
equal like an answer.
Have how many groups? So we have 5 groups, because that's 5 friends, with 3 breadsticks each. Okay, and underneath it,
5 times 3.
when we're writing multiplication equations, the first factor is always the equal
Right.
group. How many groups? And the second factor is always how many,
Items or things.
yes, how many in each group. Can everyone draw a triangle?
Mm-hmm.
The numbers from our multiplication equation of 5 times 3 equals 15. Where would you put the 15 in the triangle? Where would
At
you
the top.
Stop.
put the 5? And hold it up to the screen. Let me see.
Wait, let me.
So, what did you say? Put
Drawing a triangle or a fact family.
okay.
You see that?
Great job, Rosie.
Wait, I'm almost done. Okay, now.
Okay, I can see Ashley's. Good. Can you put the numbers 3 and 5 inside the triangle too?
Anyone else notice the tornado warning this morning?
Did it.
Great job, Junior. I did notice that, Rosie, but I was asleep.
I was awake, or I was woken up by my mom.
Yeah. Sorry that you had to wake up so early.
I mean, I usually wake up that early on a normal basis. Of course, this is not a normal basis, so I usually sleep in, but, you know.
Yes. All right. One more word problem to do together. Rosie, would you read it about the 6 children?
Okay, there are also 6 children at the Pizza Hut. Each child gets a glass of chocolate milk. How many drinks are there in all?
All right. So if I were drawing equal groups, how many groups do I have?
6.
And what does the 6 mean? The 6 means,
How many children or the groups?
how many children? So picture children. And each child is holding out their hands. And what will we put in each child's hands?
A glass of chocolate milk.
All right. So that means there's only 1 in each group. Can everyone write a multiplication sentence and hold it up to the screen? For 6 groups and 1 in each
What's
group.
the problem?
Can you see it on the screen about 6 children?
You see it, Miss Brown?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Awesome. Yes, Ashley, what did you write?
6 times.
It's at the bottom. It's at
Yeah.
the bottom.
6 times 1 equals 6. Can you put those 3 numbers into a triangle with the total or the whole at the top? So I see a 6, and a 1. Yes, which might get confusing to use the same number twice, but it's because 6 times 1 equals 6. Awesome job, Ashley.
Thank you.
All right, maybe we should take a dancing break, write our own word problems, and then be done. Jameer, did you do your triangle? How many in all? 6 goes at the top. And our multiplication sentence was 6 times 1. 6 times 1 are the parts in the other angles of the triangle.
Okay.
Rosie, you want to pick a number for us?
Yes. 10.
10. Let's see what 10's all about. And you got a star. Nice job, Rosie. And you can do the owl circly wobble with your head. Nice job.
It was
All
a
right.
left my
Remember our fact family where 10 was the total, and then we had the parts of 5 and 2.
Yes.
Let's write together a word problem where we're multiplying. So we're at a restaurant. It's going to be 10 in all. That's going to be the answer. I need to use the number 2 and the number 5. What would we like to have? Would we like to have 2 people or 5 people?
5 people.
5
Okay.
people.
There are 5 people at, Jameer, pick a restaurant.
At Pizza Hut.
All right, Pizza Hut again. So I've already used the number 5. Ashley, what can I use the number 2 for?
Mm, 2 more.
2 what?
More people.
If I did 2 more people though, I think my word problem would look like 5 people plus 2 people. So let's back up a second. Can everyone draw 5 circles for our 5 people?
Yeah.
Okay, so our 5 is the number of groups. We're writing a multiplication word problem. Okay, sí, senor, if you have your 5 circles drawn. Okay, I see Rosie's. And I love how your name is Rosie, is epic.
I was gonna change it to Rosie Loves Bow Ties, but I felt that was too long, and also Dashiell kind of had that a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
I have an idea. Each
Yeah.
people got 2 pieces of two
Each person
slices.
got what?
Each person got 2 slices.
Perfect, because 2 slices is how many in each group. So what should we draw now? What should I draw with the 2?
That's in
Yes, 2 dots in each group, yeah, for a slice of pizza. If you want to make them triangles this time, you can, because pizza slices are usually triangular in shape.
I just do little lines.
And then Dashiell, could you give me the question that I'm supposed to write at the end of my word problem?
Sure. Let's see. 5 times 2 equals what?
10.
I can write 5 times 2 equals what, but if I was starting with the word how,
Oh, okay. How many slices are there in all? Or
yes, how many slices are there in all? Great job.
can I go next?
Jameer, really quick, was this a multiplying problem or dividing?
Multiplying.
Did Ashley get it or Jameer?
It was me.
Oopsie. Jameer, is this multiplying or dividing?
Multiplying.
Yeah, how do you know? Did we have equal groups?
No.
Let's look at the illustration. Do I have equal groups?
Actually, yes.
Yes. How many groups?
Like in all?
Well, no, in all is going to be the last question I ask you, but the first question is how many groups?
There's
Look at, yeah, it's the first number in our equation, 5. How many in each group?
2.
How many in all?
In all. 10.
Perfect. So we're multiplying because we have equal groups and we put some in each group and then we quickly can see how many in all. All right, our last step is to write a dividing word problem.
I'll do that.
Remember I'll ask you the first question, Dashiell, and we'll work on it together.
Okay.
When we divide, we are starting with the whole. And what's the whole, everybody?
10.
10, the number at the top of our triangle. Usually a dividing word problem would start with how many friends there are. So Dash, how can you start us off?
Okay, well, 10 friends are sharing 5 pieces of, no. 5 friends are sharing 10 pieces of pizza. How many do they each get?
Well, remember, we have to start with the whole. So how many friends?
10.
Okay, 10 friends are sharing what?
Let's see. 20 pieces of pizza.
Well, the only thing is we're working with a fact family, so we have to use the numbers in our fact family, which is 10, 2, and 5.
Well, that would be impossible. We would have to, if we started with, well, 10 friends are sharing like 5 cakes, then that you would have to go into fractions. 10
Let's
friends are
think about it. If we have 10 friends, I could,
you would have to use fractions.
we would have to use fractions.
If you started with 10 friends, you would always have to use fractions.
Okay, so how would you like to start it?
It would be easier if you were like 5 friends are sharing 10 cakes. How many cakes do they get?
So can everyone draw 5 squares, because let's make our cakes squares. No, I said that backwards. 5 squares are for 5 what?
Friends.
Friends. And there still are 10 in all, but it's just that the 10 in all are the cakes. So we learned that we wouldn't want to start with 10 friends in all, because that would be fraction dividing, but 10 cakes in all will be okay. So you can draw 5 squares for your 5 friends, and then down in the corner, draw 10 little circles to be your 10 cakes in all.
So 10 circles?
Yes. So our friends are 5 squares and then 10 little circles.
Added decorations on my cake. That's all
I
right.
love it. Okay, is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What you'll do is you'll cross off 1 cake and you'll give it to friend number 1. Then cross off another cake and draw it in the square to give it to friend number 2. And evenly share all of the cakes until there are no cakes left.
Okay.
Then you can hold it up to the screen. Great job. Let's finish writing our word problem then. 5 friends are sharing 10 cakes. What would my question be? How many?
What, Max? What? Yeah. Max, I'm in the
Junior,
middle
can
of
you
the
help us
call.
come up with a question? 5 friends are sharing 10 cakes. How many cakes?
Ah,
Or like,
How many cakes will each friend? Yeah, how many cakes will each friend have?
RTs.
And what is our answer? If we have 10 cakes and we share it, divide it with 5 friends, the answer equals Rosie?
2.
2. And do you see how I used this symbol to mean divided by?
Slash, yeah.
There's many different ways to write divided by, and that is one of them. Can you guys write that on your paper? 10 divided by 5 equals 2.
Okay.
And if you look at our division equation of 10 divided by 5 is 2,
What do you?
did we start with the whole, yes or no?
Are you on mute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, almost.
What do you think, Ashley? Did we start with the whole? And what is the whole? Jameer, do you know, did we start with the whole, the number at the top of the triangle? It says 10 divided by 5 equals 2. So go back to your triangle with the 10 at the top, and the 10 is the whole. So did we start with the whole of 10?
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
I have an AIG meeting at 11.
Oh, okay. We gotta go too. So we'll see you next time, Dash. Have a
Bye.
great day. Bye.
Bye.
Rosie has got to go too. Ashley, did you start with the whole 10? Yes. And we divided it by 5. So 10 cakes shared with 5 friends
Equals 2.
equals 2. And we learned don't start with 10 friends, but start with what they're sharing. So 10 pizzas, 10 cookies, 10 games. Numbers can be how many friends, and the other number will be how many each friend gets. So for your homework, guys, you will have fact families. If you don't have a printer and you can't print this page, you can write it down on paper. All you need to do is write down triangles. So your homework would be 6 triangles. And with each triangle, it will have 2 multiplication sentences and 2 dividing sentences.
Can you repeat what you said? I didn't hear you very good.
Sure. So in your homework this week, like when you go into Google and you've got a work plan, it's going to give you a link. And the link will take you down to where your triangles are. But if you can't print it, you can write them down. And each fact family gets 2 multiplying sentences where the parts equal the whole, and 2 dividing sentences where you're sharing, like 10 divided by 2 equals 5.
I don't really get you what you're talking about. Is that I have only done homework papers.
Well, have your mom call me about the Google Drive, but that's where it is in. And then after you do 6 triangles, you will write 2 word problems just like you did. You would write a multiplying word problem and a dividing word problem. And it takes 1 triangle to do that part for. All right.
Miss
So
Brown,
Jameer, how many triangles do you need to do for your homework? How many fact families?
10.
6.
so I don't get it about what you're saying on Google because I have only done stuff on paper, not on computer.
Okay, but if you're using your phone or if you're using a computer, Miss Brown sent everybody emails, and you open the email and it takes you to what your work is. And even if you don't have a printer, you can just write it down on paper. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, and you can use your multiplication chart, like if I'm looking at the number 35, If I want my fact family, I move up and I see the column is 7, and I move across, I see the row is 5. So I could use 5 and 7 and multiply those together to get 35. And then I could start with 35 and divide them to get 7 or to get 5. Whew, you guys did great today because we probably took a long time with our meeting, and you probably really
Yeah, it's 11:04.
It was a lot of work today, so great job. I can't wait to see you on Thursday for reading and writing, and maybe come with some show and tell ready for us. Sound good?